Yeah. I was supposed to have an episode scheduled right now, and my guest didn't show. But the party, the show must go on. And it's interesting because before this moment, I just got off a plane from LA from the NBA Broadcasters U program that Norense, yours truly, was in. Got off the plane at literally like 12 midnight. And Love Field is a treacherous place, literally. We sat there for an hour after the flight because, oh, I'm sorry, we split into carousel 1 and carousel 4. And I'm like, is that my problem? Like, get it on one carousel so I can go home. Ended up getting home at about 2 a.m. And I kind of rushed to sleep because I knew I was going to have a podcast here in the morning in less than 7, 8 hours. So I sleep, I get the setup ready. Hopefully, it didn't take me that long. It didn't because I just literally, when I do something like a setup like this, it told me, well, I told you guys that it took me literally, I told you before that it took me literally like 8 hours to do this whole setup. And when it took that long, I said, oh, pause, leave my room like this. So until I figure it out in my head, my room is going to be like this. I do not care. Huh? Anyways, yeah. So this morning, I was just kind of geared up, ready for this interview. Not really, I'm not going to lie, because this person canceled before. So it's like I already had all this information locked in, so excited for this opportunity, this story, and then it didn't work out. But then I kind of already in the back of my head, I'm like, I kind of know the track and the different stories and the topics I'm gonna bring up. So I didn't have to do as much diving into the material as I usually do. But this morning I'm scrambling like, oh, I forgot everything because obviously you didn't get any sleep. You had a long weekend, a long week where you're taking in so much information. You're learning, you were immersed in a whole different subject that you don't have your own process locked in. I haven't wrote. I haven't even spoke to my Lord. Yeah, I did because, but I did one of them quick prayers like when you were hungry, like I didn't do my whole routine, and so it's kind of like had me in a mode where I'm kind of not fearful, but I was anxious. I was so anxious, and I'm like, I'm speaking, I'm telling you that, but I always say, don't. I'm not anxious, because God didn't give me a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. And what is anxiety? That's fear of something, and I reject everything Pops ain't give to me. Anyways, I'm just saying that I felt away, and before these podcasts. Let me move these little chairs so I can get active. I haven't been using my hands. Yeah, I'm expressive. I don't want to be in a straitjacket, but me, I just set this up for 8 hours a couple of days before. If I and mess something up, I'm gonna be pissed. Anyways, let me back up to get. But yeah, for me, I was apprehensive to just jump right in because yes, I know that it's gonna be impactful anyways, and it's something that I'm learning that just let the conversation be. It's beautiful because I learned this probably from this program. There's certain things and there's certain ways people hear information, and there's certain kind of everybody takes on a story or takes their little bits from it a different way. We did this exercise at the Broadcasters U program where we did a podcast, and it was only like 15 minutes. And little did they know, the night before, I'm like, they put us in, like, there were 6 of us and 3 to a group. One group does this, the podcast. The other group does this with Rob Parker in the studio doing the little, first take type thing. And then we switch. And so the day before, they gave us our group, and they gave us an envelope, and they said, here's your topic for what you're going to speak about, what your podcast is going to be about. So I got mine. Mine said my story. I said, you think I ain't going to do Mind Bully podcast? That's my story. Anyways, but I had forgot who they said that was in my group because I'm already thinking like, oh shit, I'm gonna do this. So the night before, I text the guy that's organizing it all. Shout out Jeff Lamp was having it. I text him. I'm like, who's in my group? And he's just like, I think it's the same from yesterday. But I knew in my head, no, it's not. So like, I was like, I got to study everybody. So literally, I wrote down information from every single person because I didn't know if they're gonna juggle it up, shake it up, whatever. Little did I know. Well, not little did I know, but it ended up being Will Barton, Craig Smith. And when I tell you the podcast was so powerful, not only even just mine, but Craig's was powerful, Will's was powerful. And it was just so impactful in this short 15 minutes. I'm like, damn. And then coming my turn, I'm just like, I want to do Mind Bully podcast in a 15-minute span. But if you listening, if you're watching, it's not like 15 minutes. We talk, we go in depth. And I'm like, it's hard to go in depth in 15 minutes. They're like, basically, shut up, Norrence. That was powerful. Like one guy, shout out Jerry Madelon. If you're watching, what's good? Thank you so much for what you've done. Anyways, Um, he was like, "No, you don't know what you guys just did here." Like, he was like, "You guys should start a podcast. It's so impactful, so powerful. The story and the way that you're able to articulate yourself and really conversate on the things that you've been through in an open way gave people strength just listening in the room." And everybody like agreed. So in my head, I'm like, "Get the hell out of my own way." I always say this. You always want something to turn out and play out one way in your head, not knowing that the impact that you're trying to get, it was there tenfold. Like it was already there. So you see it one way. And a lot of times, if you're watching, if you're listening this, there's things in your life that you want to do a certain way, and you've been preparing, you've been locked in, you've been in your process, you've been grinding, growing, reading, and you want it this way, not because it's charged from a bad thought, it's charged from wanting more, progressing more, doing more, serving more. You want it this one way, and then you do it, or you're about to do it, and you don't feel the same way that you did when you were in the back room grinding. You don't feel as great, so you don't want to show it. You don't want to expose yourself. You're apprehensive. You're hesitant to actually go all the way in because shit, yesterday I was locked in. It felt different. Today I just feel not knowing that when you do it, it's already better than you even expected it. That your perspective, your opinion is not the only opinion there is. And then it goes back to like, bro, it's not about you. Stop thinking that it's about you. You're just the host. In this part, in this place in my life, it's the most challenging thing to want to grow, to want to grind, to want to do more, to want to build more and pushing myself for more and understanding that it's not about me. It's not about what I think. It's it's challenging because you got to self-regulate the things that you do. You got to have a process, you got to have structure, you got to be organized. Like my process is not as organized as I would like, but creatively when you're sharing stories, when you're instilling power, instilling hope into people, you don't know what it'll be. And sometimes when you show up without the crafted, beautiful, articulate speech, when you don't show up like you think you should, that's it. Because a lot of people are in those moments when they don't have, I don't have plan A and plan B and plan C. And a lot of people were tired. Yeah, maybe they didn't just come off a plane from last night, shoot and sit there watching carousel, people lifting their bag, joyous and yippee yay, going home while you're sitting there with your hand like, nigga, what's happening? Yeah, they didn't go through that, but they had a tough day at work. They had a tough day at school. They had a tough day in their relationship where they're tired, where they can't really express all the things and how they feel. But hearing you express how you feel, not in a, just a beautiful way, but in a real way, that's real impact. And even doing this right now, I had a guest not be here, and I wasn't even upset because again, I was so like, "Whew, I get a break. I can actually dive deeper into their story and find this and that." Like trying to plan it to be perfect. When the main thing about me and that I have to learn is less is more. And if you're anything like me and you're such a anal almost when you do something of purpose, of worth that you're serving other people, you're so less is more. And when you realize that less is more, it gives you the opportunity to give space for the impact to be realized. It's so funny, bro. I'm doing this and it's helping me right now. And I have a weird setup to where I had it for where the guest is literally right here. Like my laptop's right here. I don't want to tilt because the camera's over there. And the setup is different from the last time because the guys, shout out my boys at Creative Studios. I hope it is. I just met you, but y'all know it's love. They're like, back your camera up because I always say, like, the clips on IG are all up in my grill. I'm beautiful, but god damn, ain't nobody that beautiful all the time. I'd be like, damn, I want to see the little setup. So they're like, just back it up. And then when you cut the clips, it's gonna look better. So that's why I'm like, I'm looking up and looking down. It probably looks weird. I put this phone in the screen because I probably am about to go live. So let me go live and just I don't know because it's I can actually pause it, but now I can keep going. Mark the clip at 10:20. But it's powerful, bro. It's like to know that you don't got to be perfect, man. Like I'm blessed by God to do this. And I think that a lot of people need to understand and not understand, but need to know it's okay to be not okay. And I don't want to sound freaking clickbaity because everybody says that, but it's not. It is okay to be not okay. Like it's all right, bro. Like you're not always supposed to show up like this champion, this overcomer. I am, and me shut the hell up because I am. And that's real. Like I just thought of it. Sometimes I just speak just to speak. That's thought. And that's a lot of us. Like when you have a negative thought, when you have a not negative thing in your head, is to call it out and then say, nigga, hell no, I don't actually believe that. That's why it's so good to have a pod because you could think and speak and talk about how you think. It's different. And I just put it on live. And if nobody joins, I don't give a damn. But I just know it's beautiful whenever you can express things that are on your heart, in your head, and just get it out. If somebody likes it, somebody does. If it impacts somebody, that's the whole point. But as you release it, you could look at what you just said and be like, I don't actually think that way. I don't actually believe that way. Oh, my cousin. But no, there's just it's important to know that like it's okay. Everybody goes through these things. Everybody has random thoughts in their head. They don't always articulate themselves in a beautiful, perfect way, but just say it, knowing that you're giving somebody strength when you speak, when you talk, when you show up. Hello, you're a person. Like, keep showing up. If you just joined the live, I'm doing a podcast. Somebody didn't join. I had an episode, they didn't join, and I'm recording one right here. But I'm like, why not go live? So, hello. Hope you're having a good day, though. I'm just expressing my thoughts. Sahil, what's good? But, anyways, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have a forum. What do you call this? A pod, a forum, anything, an open space to share. Because, again, sharing is how we actually impact other people because there's so many people that think the same way. If you're watching, if you're listening, you might think some way. And you're like, damn, he just said that out loud on a pod. Like, wait, hold up. Let me lean into this more. And then as you lean in more, you understand that you're not the only person like this. You're not the only person breathing that feels this way. It's connection. And then in that connection, we can build actually modes to get out of this way of thinking because it's one way. I say it all the time. You can feel all damn day long, but like you have to do something about the way you feel. There's a lot of people that, they get on platforms like social media and YouTube and different things, and they just feel and they talk about how they're feeling. They say, oh, that's self awareness. And I don't think it is at all that. I think it's like different, totally different, because that's not growing. Like you're aware, yeah, you're aware of how you feel, but are you aware of the steps to get the hell out of that way of feeling? Like there's no progress staying stagnant. And if you feel a way, it's like, okay, I feel this way. I have this thought. How do I get out of it? Interrogate the thought. Is that side, does that, match what I think about myself or actually? And if it does, okay, does it match about the manufacturer, the one who made me, my daddy? Does it match what he say about me? To me, hell no. So, all right, this is a faulty thought. And if it's faulty, I'm going to take that whole back to who made me and understand that you're not living your life for yourself. There's a lot of people. And before I say a lot of people, I'll be wanting to check myself. It's like, no, you, nigga, you. Like, ain't no just a lot of people, you. Sometimes there's me that you get so anal about the things that you're doing. You just want to do it one way and you only see you. You only see you. You only see you. And you're like, damn, if I messed up, if I wasn't perfect, if I could have did things better, you take that and you sit with it in your head, not knowing that, bruh, like as you step into these things, there's somebody that you should be asking for guidance. Pops, my foundation. If you're not a believer, I could only speak to my foundation. This is what it is. And I'm grateful that I don't have to figure all the things out because that's hard. If you're watching it, it's probably hard figuring out for yourself because you don't know what you don't know and you don't know what you'll need to know later. He does. And it's so powerful because he shows you different things. It's like, why am I reading certain things and certain odd topics that I don't need actually in this moment right now? God is placing all these things around me. That's why it's so intentional. I ramble a lot. That's who I am. Who cares? That's why God is placing all these things around me to, oh, try that, do that, say yes to that. You don't know. Why would you say no? Because this version of you doesn't know. That's not the only version I created. So learn so many different ways to be yourself, so many different ways to grow. Then you start growing as you step to this place. You're like, oh shit, I learned about that. I learned about that. I learned about that. I knew about that because of someone knew something about me that I didn't even know. God knew I would need all this stuff to when I get to this place, to when I show up and then people see me like, oh, damn, how does a basketball player know about that? How does somebody with that background know about that? It's purposeful. Every step in this life, everything that you're doing, your now, your tomorrow, your now is creating your next. And to know that if you stay present and stay in your now and interrogate the thoughts that you have in your now, and then doesn't that thought, if you stop it at the door, at the gate, and be like, halt, we ain't going past this. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak nothing that's not true to my foundation. Yeah, you can think something. And that's the thing that always gets, people confused. They're like, nigga, you a robot then? Or nigga, who you think you just no. Everybody experiences life the whole way. Thank you, bro. Everybody experiences life the whole same in different ways. It's like whole same in different ways. Everybody experiences life in a different way. It's like when you have a thought, obviously everybody breathing has negative thoughts come to them. But the fact that somebody doesn't voice their negative thought doesn't mean they're not going through the same things. It means they don't open a big damn mouth and speak it, because everything that was spoken, look around you, everything that was spoken came to life. The things that you say will come to life if you keep saying it. So I'm not gonna say the things that I feel. If I think a certain way, I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't want to feel this way. I'm gonna interrogate this thought. And I'm just so passionate about that because there's so much online that's bullshit, bro. Like feeling and feeling. Then you get a community around you about feelings and feelings. And oh, today I'm depressed because of this. And that's power in itself to voice that. But then what? Week 2, we still talking about depressed. Week 3, depressed. Week 4, depressed. Week 5, depressed. Week 10, depressed. Year 2, depressed. Year 3, depressed all your damn life. Because of what? Because of what? It's because I think that's hurting people more than it is helping. The only thing for me, it's bringing community. That's great. But then what? Like, because some people aren't even tired of that. Like, I don't like thinking other way because I'm comfortable in the way that I think. Yeah, I'm comfortable in being depressed. That's where I've always lived. That's where I've always reside. That's shit. That's my address. Depression. That's my address. Obviously, it's not God forbid, but that's where they've always been. They don't know anything else. And to actually step out of that, it's uncomfortable because growth is uncomfortable. And growth, there's tension from where you are to where you're trying to go. There's tension in the middle. They don't want that struggle. They don't want that thought of even going back and seeing, why am I depressed? If I go back and this thought, this belief that I had before, if I interrogate that thought, it's going to open up things and reveal things to myself that like I don't want to even think about anymore. Not knowing that like depressing, you're already feeling that way anyway. So it's like, why don't we go down the deep end to figure out like, whoa, the thought that I had then, I was looking at my life through the lens of a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, a 10-year-old. I was looking at my life in a faulty lens because that's not actually what happened when I look back. When I look back on my life, I'm looking at my pics. I'm getting to know, my parents, the different people that were in that situation, what they had to go through. I can empathize and see, like, damn, like if I was in their shoes, I probably would have thought and did the same things. If I go back on my life and I understand that I'm not the only person breathing in that whole situation, that I was just a piece, a product in the whole mix. When I go back on my life and know that that wasn't the truth, you can fast forward and look at your now and say, damn, I could be a different person. I have a choice to become the version of me today that will help tomorrow. People need to know that. You need to know that. You can be whoever you want to be with a mindset knowing that, okay, today's a new day. Today I take a new breath. Today I can have a different thought. And even if I have the thoughts from the past, I can rest my ass, wake up tomorrow and punch that thought in the mouth with the truth. And through this whole time, oh, like I told you, there's different screens. Look at my lips. They kind of white. Damn. They white and like dry, but bro, it's good. It's good. I think we all need to have these moments to where if our plans don't work out the way it should, like a podcast not being a podcast and just being a vent session with me on the camera in the room with this setup that took me 8 hours, but now I just leave it like that. So whenever it doesn't go the way you want it, to actually say, okay, like, damn, I was anxious before this. Now I just got it out and I feel better. God working behind the scenes without me knowing. Duh, that's life. So thank you, Norense. I don't know. But yeah, I've been going live, bro. I've been trying as I mark this. I might end this here. But man, I need to write. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, I might end it. Deuces, bro. I'm gonna probably do it way more. Let me pause this. I'm gonna probably do it way more